Welcome, Radiant Soul. Settle in wherever you are, however you found your way here. You are exactly where you're meant to be. What you're about to receive has been yours longer than you know. Now, this may feel like a guided meditation, and if that's what you came for, the 7/7 portal ritual to move through and rest inside, that's perfectly all right. You'll receive exactly what you came for. But don't be surprised if what you uncover here is more than that. The work we're doing today runs deeper than a simple meditation. This is an activation, a transmission, a meeting between you and something that has been waiting patiently for your attention. And I want to speak to a specific kind of tired for a moment. Not the tired that sleep fixes, but the other one. The one that comes from walking forward for so long, reaching, becoming, working on yourself, doing the next thing and the next thing, that you've forgotten what it feels like to simply stand still and be met. Maybe you've been with me for a while now. Maybe this is the first time you've ever pressed play on something like this. It doesn't really matter. Either way, you've been doing the work. And either way, some quiet part of you keeps wondering whether it's actually adding up to anything. I want you to set that question down, just for now. Because today is the 7th day of the 7th month, a portal of deep integration and recognition. 7 has always been the number of the one who stops searching outside of themselves and finally turns inward. The mystic, the seer, the soul who remembers what they were looking for was never out there at all. And that's what this is, a portal of remembering, a doorway into something already true about you, lit and waiting, ready to be seen. So let your body know what's beginning. This isn't a descent. Nothing is being stripped away from you today. There's no shadow to wade through, no hard thing to face. Today is softer than that. Today, you only have to let yourself be shown. So find your comfort now, either seated or lying down, whatever way your body wants to be held. Let the surface beneath you take your full weight. Soften your jaw. Let your teeth part just slightly. Let your hands rest open with your palms face up if that feels good. The body opens when the hands do. And that place behind your breastbone where you brace when you're not sure you've done enough, let that begin to loosen too. Now, if you are open to receiving this recognition, whatever your soul is ready to see today, please say yes silently in your mind's eye now. Beautiful. Now let your breath begin to lengthen. In through the nose, slow and unhurried. And out through the mouth, longer than the inhale. Let the exhale be the longer journey. In through the nose. And a long, slow release. Again, one last time. Inhale. And as you exhale this time, let go of the forward lean, that subtle posture of leaning toward who you're trying to become, the reaching, the not there yet. You don't have to know how far along you are. You don't have to measure anything right now. There's no finish line to scan for in the distance. So just be here now for a moment longer. With your next breath, call your energy back. Every thread of you that's been cast forward into the next goal, the next version, the next milestone, let it come back home, back into your body, back into this moment, back to the warmth of your own center. And as it returns, Reiki begins to flow, beginning at your heart. So you might feel warmth there, a gentle pressure, a softening, or a subtle hum. You might feel very little, and that's perfectly all right. The frequency moves whether or not the mind tracks it. Let the heart be where you arrive, not the head with all its measuring, the heart where recognition lives. Feel your shoulders drop a little further from your ears. Feel the breath move lower into your body now, into the belly, into the base. The reaching is done for today. You've arrived, and the field around you is clear, soft, and ready. Your field is open now. And in a space like this, you are never alone. So with your permission, we'll call in the ones who have come to be with you today. Some of them you may recognize. Some of them have been near you far longer than you've known their names. So let's welcome them together now. We call in Inanna. Not as she once descended, not the queen who walked down into the dark and surrendered everything at the gates. Today she comes to you as she returned, risen, crowned, radiant in her full solar light. She has already walked every threshold a soul can walk. She knows the whole of the journey, the descent and the rising, the stripping away and the coming home. And she takes her place near you now, unhurried, settling in like someone who has all the time in the world. because she does. She already knows how this ends. Feel her there, that steady warmth at the edge of your awareness. She isn't here to lead you anywhere today. She's here to witness. And there's something in the way she looks at you, a quiet knowing, the faintest beginning of a smile, as though she can see something about you that you haven't quite seen yet. Let her watch. Let yourself be seen by her. We call in the oversoul of Aureya, the living current of divine support, sacred worth, and soul-aligned flow. The frequency that moves through all things in truth, asking nothing, proving nothing, simply flowing where there is alignment. Let this current begin to move through your field now, golden, intelligent, alive. It knows exactly where to go. We call in Hestia, keeper of the sacred hearth, tender of the undying flame. Hers is a quiet kind of devotion. She watches over the fires that are never meant to go out, the ones that burn low and patient, even when no one is looking, even when they've been forgotten. She's been tending something on your behalf for a long time, longer than you know. Let her presence settle at your center like warmth from a hearth in another room. You don't have to see the fire to know where it's being kept. We call in Archangel Chamuel, the angel of the heart, of worth that was never earned and never could be. Chamuel comes close to remind your heart of something it has always known beneath the noise, that you are worthy by your very nature, not by anything you've done or proven or produced. Let that presence wrap around your heart space now, soft as a hand placed gently over the center of your chest. We call in Archangel Ariel, bearer of golden light, the one whose gift is illumination, not the light that creates something new, but the light that reveals what was already there. Where Ariel shines, the hidden becomes visible, the forgotten is found. Let that golden light begin to gather at the edges of your awareness, ready to show you what's been waiting in the dark to be seen. And finally, we call in the Elohim of divine order, the weavers of crystalline timelines, the architects who anchor what is remembered so that it cannot be lost again. They take their place around the whole of your field now, holding the structure of this transmission, ready to weave everything you recognize today into the very fabric of your timeline, behind you and ahead of you. Feel them all now, the gathering of presence around you. Inanna watching with that knowing warmth, the oversoul of Aureya flowing golden through your field, Hestia at the hearth, Chamuel at your heart, Ariel's light beginning to rise, the Elohim holding the whole. You are held in a circle of light, supported by realms seen and unseen, witnessed by ones who have been walking beside you far longer than you remember. And now everything is ready. The light begins to gather at the base of you, at the very root, and the first fire is waiting to be seen. Bring your awareness down now to the base of your spine, the pelvic floor, the deep root of you where your body meets the ground. This is the oldest part of you, the part that learned very early how to keep you safe. And safety, for so many of us, became a kind of vigilance, a low hum of scanning. Is there enough? Am I secure? What happens if I stop holding it all together? Maybe you even feel that now, a subtle tension in the hips, a guardedness in the belly, a heaviness in the legs that never quite lets go. I want you to honor that part of you for a moment. It wasn't weakness, it was intelligence. Your body learned to brace because bracing kept you here. So thank it. Then let it soften just slightly, knowing it doesn't have to work so hard right now. The golden current of Aureya begins to pool here now, warm, unhurried. It moves down through your spine and gathers at the root like sunlight settling across the earth. And something at the base of you begins to glow. Feel it, a deep amber warmth, low and steady, kindling in the floor of your body. This is the earth flame, the fire of belonging. And as the light reaches it, it answers, brightening, steadying, as though it knows exactly what to do. Hestia draws near, tending it with you, and beneath you, the earth herself rises to meet it. She has never asked you to earn your place on her. She holds you because you belong here, because you were placed here on purpose. Let that truth settle into your bones. The root is warm now, lit and anchored, and the light begins to rise. Let your attention move upward, just below your navel, into the low belly, the soft, watery center of where feeling lives, where creativity stirs, where desire first makes itself known. This fire was dimmed early too, because somewhere along the way, you may have learned that wanting was dangerous, that needing too much made you a burden, that if you reached for what you truly desired, you'd be too much, or you'd be disappointed, or you'd be punished for the reaching. So you turned the flame down. You made yourself smaller in your wanting. You called it being realistic, being good, being easy to be around. Let yourself feel where that lives in the body. Perhaps a held quality in the low belly, a quiet clench or a subtle holding back. And now, the Aureya current moves into this center. Golden light shading into warm orange, soft and fluid, moving like water finding its way. Aureya's light reaches the sacral now, and what it touches, it reveals. There, just beneath the holding, feel it. The desire flame flickering up to meet the light, orange and gold and unmistakably alive. It was never extinguished. It only waited for permission. Because your desire was never greed, radiant soul. It was the soul's own compass, the way your deepest self points you toward what is meant for you. Desire is sacred information. It is divine. Let the flame rise into its full height now. Feel the warmth spread through your low belly, fluid and free. Two fires lit now, the root and the sacral space both glowing, and the light continues to climb. Bring your awareness now to the center, just below your ribs, to the solar plexus, the seat of your fire, your will, your sense of I can. There are two kinds of fire that can burn in this place, and you've likely known them both. The first is the fire that consumes, the frantic burning of hustle, of proving and pushing and performing. The fire that runs on the fear of falling behind and never lets you rest. If you felt your solar plexus tight or inflamed or simply exhausted, that may be the fire you've been carrying. The one that told you your worth was measured in output. Honor even that. It was trying to keep you valuable, keep you safe, keep you chosen. It worked as hard as it knew how. But there's a light that's been moving through the collective field these past few days. A cracking open of the old way of holding power. And in its wake, the false fire begins to quiet. What remained underneath is the second fire, the true one. The Aureya current floods your solar plexus now, guided by the Reiki, with pure gold, radiant, steady light. And the will flame rises. This is not the fire that burns through you. This is the fire that glows as you. Power that needs no audience. Purpose that asks no permission. And it is here, at this fire, that Inanna draws closer. She knows this flame, She has carried it through every gate and back again. She recognizes the difference between a fire that consumes and a fire that illuminates. And she sees clearly which one is burning in you now. There's that knowing in her gaze again. That quiet certainty, as though she's watching something unfold exactly as she always knew it would. She places her attention at your center, and the flame steadies into calm, sovereign radiance. Three fires now: root, sacral, and solar plexus. A column of warm gold rising through the lower body. And the path turns now upward and inward toward the heart. Let your awareness arrive now at the center of your chest, your heart, the exact middle of you. This is the central fire, the one all of the others have been rising toward, and there is an expansiveness moving through this part of the field right now, a generosity in the wider sky that's been opening hearts these past days, calling them back toward warmth and courage and the willingness to be seen. So let your attention rest here gently, because this fire, more than any other, learned to protect itself. Maybe you learned to give love far more easily than you could receive it. Maybe somewhere along the way, love came with conditions. Be good, be useful, be easy. And so you learned to earn it. Maybe you've been hurt, and the heart did what hearts do. It drew a quiet boundary around itself just to be safe. Feel whatever lives here now. An ache, perhaps, a heaviness, a tenderness that's been waiting a long time for gentle attention. Or simply a guardedness you've carried so long it feels like a part of you. You don't have to force it open, just let it be witnessed. Shamuel comes close now, that soft presence settling over the center of your chest, like a warm hand placed exactly where it's needed. And the Aureya current moves into your heart, rose gold, warm, unhurried. Together with the Reiki, they are not prying the heart open, simply warming it until it remembers how to soften on its own. And there, beneath the protection, beneath the ache, the heart flame. It's been burning the whole time, quieter maybe, banked low behind the walls, but never out. Feel it brighten now as the warmth reaches it. This is the fire that doesn't measure, doesn't tally what it gives against what it gets back, doesn't close because it was hurt before. This is love that simply is, because you are love, remembering itself through a body. Notice it now. That specific warmth blooming behind your breastbone, the place that braced in the very beginning of our time together. Feel how it's softening, how it's filling, how it's glowing. Let that rose gold light spread through your whole chest now. Into your shoulders. Down your arms. To the heart, fully lit. The light rises again toward the throat. Bring your awareness now to your throat, the base of your neck, the hollow at your center, just above the collarbones. This is the fire that's been held hostage more than any other, because the throat is where so many of us learn to go quiet. Not now, not safe, not the right moment. Don't make it harder. Don't rock the boat. And underneath all of it, the oldest fear of all. What if I speak my truth and it still isn't enough? What if I finally say it and no one receives it? There may be old silences living here. Words you swallowed, things you never got to say. And not only yours, the unspoken truths of those who came before you, the voices in your lineage that were never allowed their full sound. There's a current moving through the collective field right now that's been stirring exactly this. Old emotional patterns rising up, asking at last to be completed. Feel into your throat now. Perhaps there's a tightness, a lump, a held quality as though something has been waiting there a long time. Ariel's golden light reaches the throat now, and what was hidden becomes visible. The Aureya current flows in, crystalline, clear, the color of gold, and the truth flame rises. The fire doesn't roar, it rings, clear and unmistakable, like a bell struck once in a quiet room. The kind of sound that doesn't argue, doesn't push, doesn't need to be loud in order to be heard. Because your truth doesn't require perfect conditions to be valid. It is yours simply by nature. Not something to negotiate for, not something to earn the right to speak. Feel the throat begin to open. The tightness loosening, the held breath releasing. Let it widen, soften, and clear. And if a sound wants to come, a sigh, a hum, an exhale with voice in it, let it. You don't have to, but the door is open if you want it. Five fires now: root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, and throat. A rising column of light through the whole front of your body. You're almost there now. 2 fires remain. Let your awareness rise to the space between your brows, the center of your forehead, the third eye, the place of inner sight. This is the fire of true seeing, and it dims whenever we begin to see through the lens of scarcity. Because scarcity has a particular kind of vision. It looks out at the world and sees a fixed amount. A pie with so many slices, a table with so many seats. It whispers that if you receive, someone else goes without. That taking is selfish. That to let yourself be supported is to take something that wasn't yours. And so maybe you became the one who always gives and rarely receives. The one who deflects the compliment, waves off the help, insists you're fine. The one who finds it almost unbearable to simply let something good come toward you and stay. Feel into the space behind your eyes now. Perhaps there's a tightness there, a narrowness, the subtle strain of a vision that's been looking through too small a frame. The Aureya current flows into your third eye now, and the fire lights deep indigo, shading into violet, cool and clear and wide, and the vision flame brightens. Feel something widen behind your eyes. That spacious quality when the frame opens and you can suddenly see the whole of something at once. Because here's what the true vision sees. Abundance was never a fixed pie. It's a living current, a river. A river does not hoard, it flows. And in flowing, it feeds everything it touches. What comes to you keeps moving through you. What you receive becomes what you give. Receiving isn't taking from the whole. Receiving is how the current stays alive. To receive is not selfish, radiant soul, it's circulation. It's how the river keeps moving. Six fires now, glowing together, a rising column of light from root to brow, and only the crown remains. Let your awareness rise now to the top of your head, the crown. But before this last fire is lit, I want you to do something for me. I want you to stay right here at the top of your body and slowly turn your attention back down, back along the path you've just traveled. The crown is above you. The vision behind your eyes. The truth in your throat. The warmth in your heart. The radiance in your center. The desire in your belly. The flame at your root. Look at them all now, lit, glowing, burning together, the whole column of you alight. Here's what I haven't told you yet. You didn't light these fires today. They were already burning when you pressed play. Every single one of them, lit long before this transmission began. All I did, all this activation ever did, was turn you around so you could finally see them. Think back now. Really feel this. Every time you chose yourself when it would have been easier to disappear, you were feeding the earth flame. Every time you let yourself want something, even quietly, even in secret, you were feeding the desire flame. Every time you led from presence instead of pushing through on fumes, the will flame. Every time you stayed open after you'd been hurt, the heart flame. Every time you spoke the true thing, even when your voice shook, the truth flame. Every time you let something good come toward you and let it stay, the vision flame. Every hard conversation, every session, every quiet decision to grow instead of shrink, every single time you said yes to yourself when the whole world made it easier to say no, that was the work. That was always the work. You thought you were still becoming. You were already being. You were tending these fires the entire time, and you just couldn't see them fully because you were facing forward, always looking ahead to the next version of you, never turning around long enough to see the light you'd already built. And Inanna, she's been standing behind you this whole time, watching from the very first breath of this transmission. She has been here witnessing every fire you turn to see. Turn to her now in your mind's eye. She isn't surprised. Of course she isn't. She's smiling, that quiet, knowing smile that you felt at the very beginning. The one that seemed to see something you couldn't yet see. This is what she knew. This is what she's known all along. She has watched you do the work, watched you light fire after fire in the dark, never certain it was adding up to anything. And she's been holding this truth on your behalf, waiting for the moment you're ready to receive it back. She doesn't say, "I told you so." She says something gentler than that. Something like, "Did you think the fires went out while you weren't looking? Did you think those gates led nowhere? Look how far you've come. Look how long you've been burning." Now, let the crown complete. Not because the activation is placing it there, because it was always yours, and you can finally see it. The Aureya current rises through all 7 fires at once now, root to crown, a single unbroken column of gold shading into white gold light. And at the very top of you, the 7th fire blooms. The Aureya Flame itself, the living frequency that was always the sum of all the other 6. This is the crown of Aureya, and it was never a reward for arriving. It is simply what you look like when all of you is lit and you finally know it. This is leadership as resonance, not performance. You don't have to perform your power anymore. You don't have to prove you've done the work. You only have to be in your full frequency, lit, whole, remembered, and the field around you responds. People feel it. What is meant for you finds its way. The Elohim weave this recognition into your timeline now, threading it backward through every fire you've ever tended in the dark, and forward into everything still to come, so that you can never fully unsee it again. Stay here a moment longer, in the full light of yourself. There's no rush to leave this. Let the whole column of fire keep burning, root to crown, 7 flames as one current of gold. Let your body memorize this, not the idea of it, the feeling of it. What it actually feels like to be fully lit and finally know it. And as you rest here, I want you to notice something. The version of you sitting in this light right now knows something they didn't know when we began. They carry something now that can't be taken back. They have a reference point now. This is who you get to be from here. Not someone still trying to arrive, someone who knows they've been arriving all along. So let this version of you step forward fully into your body now. Not a future self you're reaching toward. There's no reaching left to do. Just you, with your eyes finally open to your own light. Let that knowing settle into your spine, into your cells, into the way you're carrying yourself when you rise from this. And now, gently we begin to ground. That golden current that's been rising through you, let it begin to move downward too. Down from the crown, through each fire you've turned to see, all the way back to the root. And from the root, let it sink into the earth beneath you. Let it become roots. Not the roots of survival you once knew, the anxious kind, gripping for safety. Now these are roots of sovereignty, roots that hold you because you belong here, planted by something that has always known you were meant to take up space on this earth. Feel them growing down through the floor, through the soil, deep into the body of the earth, who has been holding your first fire since before you knew it was lit. Let your breath deepen, full and slow. Feel the weight of your body again, the surface beneath you, the air on your skin. Begin to let a little movement return. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll your shoulders. Soften your neck. Let your jaw unclench one more time. And when you're ready, in your own time, no hurry at all, let your eyes open. Welcome back, Radiant Soul. Take a moment with what just happened, because something shifted in you today, and it wasn't the lighting of the 7 fires. It was the seeing of them. You came here thinking you had more work to do. You leave here knowing the work has been working all along, and that changes how you walk from here. A few gentle invitations before you go, not because you need to do anything more to be whole, you just saw that you don't, but because the journey is so much richer when it continues. If something in you stirred today, if you felt the current of Aureya moving through you and you want to keep moving with it, I'd love to walk with you inside of Return to Flow. It's a 21-day activation with the Aureya frequency, and it isn't there to fix anything that's broken in you. You already know nothing is. It's just there to deepen what's already been lit, to help these fires burn brighter and steadier in your daily life, long after this transmission ends. If it's for you, you will find it in a link in the description below or over at manifestdifferently.com/flow. And one more thing, if you've never walked the descent with Inanna, if you want to know how she came to be standing behind you today, there are 2 activations waiting for you in the description as well. The first gate and the full journey, She Who Rises. They're where this mythic path begins. But here's what I'll say to those of you who've already walked them. Go back. Return to them now, knowing what you know after today. Because the fires were burning then too. You just couldn't see them yet. I think you'll find those activations meet you in an entirely new octave now. The same gates, a completely different soul walking through them. However you continue, or even if you simply rest in what you received today, just know this, you can return to this transmission anytime. And each time you do, it will meet you at a new layer of remembering. But the fires are already lit, Radiant Soul. They always were. You just had to turn around.